What's good, Ray Gang, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Des, and today we're gonna get into this Ariane. Is it giving Ariane? Is it giving Arianka? We're gonna get into this ponytail tutorial. I have gotten so many requests to do this hairstyle. Believe it or not, it's actually pretty easy. Now, I know that word is very subjective. Obviously, if you don't know how to do your own hair, this may be a little difficult for you, but I'm gonna try to break it down as simple as possible. All of the tools and products that I use will be down in the description box below. But yeah, let's just get into this cute Ariana Grande inspired. I don't know if it's Ariana Grande inspired, but whenever I wear a ponytail, it's giving Ariane, Arianka. All right. If you're interested in seeing how I achieve this look, please just keep on watching. Okay, so starting off on very dirty and greasy hair, I am just sectioning off the front of my hair, how I want my part to lay, and the front baying, as the TikTok girlies would call it. So I'm just tying up the rest of my hair in the back, get out of my way, while I situate the front of my hair. Now, I honestly find that doing this hairstyle on kind of oily or dirty hair works the best because your hair is more prone to stick together and stay more sleek than as if it would be with like freshly washed hair. So I'm just kind of, parting the hair, putting it behind my ear, trying to figure out if that's how much I want for it to lay the right way. And since I figured out that's how much I want in the front, now I'm gonna just take a little styling clip and clip this hair up and out of the way from my face so I can proceed to the next step. Ignore me going cross-eyed like every 10 seconds in this video because I don't know why I do that when I do my hair, but yeah, so just ignore that. But now I'm just taking a rat tail comb and slicking my hair back as much as I can without using very much product. So now I'm just clipping it back with another one of those styling clips and repeating on the other side, slicking it back with the comb, trying to get it as flat to my head as possible. As I do this, I'm going to take the other clip out and slowly start to formulate a ponytail. And I will continue to take the comb and bring it higher and higher up on my head until I find where I want my ponytail to be. So I'm just taking an elastic in my hand so I'm prepared when I get up to where I want the ponytail to be. Use my arm to support myself while I do so. And now that I found the level I wanted at, I'm going to tie my hair with this ponytail holder. I usually grip it pretty tight. You'll see why in a little bit. And that is what my ponytail is giving. So I'm just gonna follow up with some Olaplex oil. Poured a little bit more than I probably should have, but I'm gonna use the oil just to kind of add some sheen to my hair and also add a little bit more, stickiness, if you will, to the ponytail. Once again, I'm just trying to situate this front area now that I have the ponytail slicked up, just to see if I like this positioning of everything. I like everything. Now I'm going to move on to my edges. I'm going to piece out the amount of edges that I want to form baby hair, adult hair. Y'all catch my drift. So I'm just pulling it out with the comb. Now that I have my baby hair situated, I'm gonna grab this flat iron and curl them towards my face. Watch the direction I'm curling, not away from my face, but towards my face. You want it to form a little curly Q at the end. This is crucial for the way that you will be able to lay your baby hairs down. I know it looks goofy right now, but just trust me, sis, just trust the process. So we're gonna follow up on this sideburn on the side. I'm not gonna do edges up top on the right side because that will be covered by our bang. Gonna grab one of these edge brushes. Every girl needs one of these brushes. And I am just going to swoop, swoop, swoop. With no product right now, just to kind of map out the way that I want them to lay. Now I'm gonna take some edge booster. I think this is the strongest hold one, and I'm going to apply a minimal amount to the top of the edges. Notice I'm not going all the way down to the very end of the edge because I want that curly Q to still be able to do its thing. So now I'm just following that same pattern and swooping. Ignore the fact that it might look white to you guys. Really, there's a large mirror on the opposite side of the camera and it's reflecting. When I turn my head, you'll be able to see that they're not white. They're actually the color of my hair. But because it's shiny or a wax, it's reflecting off of the mirror and the light from the window. So yeah, so I'm just speeding this part up because it's very self-explanatory. I'm really just getting my edges the way that I really want them. I'm very particular. I like a dramatic edge, sue me. But now I'm gonna just take this little bang part out. And I'm gonna use that Got To Be Glued hairspray and just kind of set it in so I know that it's not going anywhere when I wrap my hair up. We're gonna place this bang behind our ear, almost as if you would be doing it for the real style. And then I'm gonna just take a scarf and wrap the base of my hair. So now all I'm gonna do is braid this ponytail. My hair was a little too slippery, so I was struggling a bit, I'm not even gonna lie. But all I'm doing is braiding this ponytail. Nothing fancy at all, just a regular braid. I'm gonna grab 2 elastics and secure the end of the braid so it does not unravel. When I get to that final loop, I'm going to not pull it all the way through so the end's not spiky. Now I'm just unwrapping the base of my hair, and I'm gonna use the comb side of the edge brush to comb out my edges so they're not, like I said earlier, like stuck to my face and giving that hard, crunchy look. I still want it to look very soft and natural girl, as natural as it can be, because clearly these are very dramatic edges, but you get where I'm coming from. Now I'm gonna take this edge booster. It's the like blackout version, so it's solely, it has some hold, but it's really used to fill in those gaps. For my not so blessed in the edge department girlies, this is gonna be your best friend. It's gonna just help cover up those sparse areas, give your hair a little bit more fullness. So now I'm just smoothing it in. And yes, at first when you apply it, it looks very harsh, but the secret is to brush it through, and I promise you it blends with your hair so seamlessly you can't even tell that it's there. I'm just tying my hair back up to keep it out of the way when we get back into this pony. So now we have our track hair. Girl, this is one long track that I have folded over and glued together to make it to be this length. So I'm just brushing it out because clearly I've used this hair about 1,000,000 times. I'm just gonna take a bobby pin and I'm gonna insert that bobby pin where that fold of the track is. So I just want to show you guys up close. That's the track glued together, and I am gonna place the bobby pin right here where that fold is. I like to place the flat edge to be facing outside and the rigid edge to the inside, and that is all. So now we're going to place that bobby pin into our braid and push it down so it's going in the direction of the braid. You want it to be going from top to bottom, not from side to side. And now your track is attached. All you're gonna do is literally wrap the track around the braid. I like to wrap mine around about 2 to 3 times. And after wrapping around 2 to 3 times, you're just gonna grab a bobby pin and just bobby pin it. It's literally that simple. Every time, I just wanna remind you, every time you bobby pin, make sure that the bobby pin is going flush with your braid. AKA, I want it to be going from top to bottom. I do not want you to put the bobby pin in at an angle or from side to side, if that makes sense. So here I'm just gonna repeat the same thing. I'm gonna speed it up here, and we are going to continue to wrap it around 2 times, bobby pin, wrap it around 2 times. Bobby pin. Once we get to the top part, you're gonna wrap it around as many times as you possibly can. It's usually about 3 times at this point. You wanna wrap it until you get to the part where it's the very end of the track. This is the end of the track. So I'm gonna grab a little part of the track and the hair. As you can see, this part is all curly from how many times I've done this hairstyle with this track. So I'm just gonna brush it out, make it very smooth. I use a brush at first, And then I use a comb to follow up to make it very, very, very smooth. Now you're just gonna take your Got2b glue hairspray and spray that hair, keeping it as flat and smooth and spread out as possible. That's the key. You don't want it to be bunched up, you want it to be spread out and thin. And all you're gonna do is start wrapping around the base of that ponytail. Each time you wrap, I want you to remind yourself to keep it flat and very close to the base. You can use your comb to help you smoothing out the hair, and every time you wrap around, I want you to continue to spray. This Got2b glued hairspray is no joke. It will hold everything together, I promise you. You're just gonna keep wrapping, smoothing, and spraying. Wrapping, keeping it very flat and thin. Spraying, smoothing, and repeat. I'm going to keep doing that until you get to the very end. Now this is the most important part. Getting to the end, I want you to double up on the spray on both the base and the end of the hair, and I want you to hold it there for a little while. I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds or so, until that spray actually sets in and it's stuck together. And there you are, there's your ponytail. So now I'm just going to use my brush to detangle the ponytail, especially any of the parts that hairspray might have gotten to. Follow up with the comb to make it extra, extra bouncy. I'm just unraveling my headscarf and just kind of looking at myself, fixing that little makeup line that the scarf created. But I'm just visualizing how the ponytail is looking as of right now. So now we're gonna just take our flat iron and throw some messy waves in here. I do not really care the way that I curl my hair, especially when I'm wearing a ponytail, because it's not really meant for it to look very formal, in my opinion. I kind of like the messy look. In a little bit, you'll see like my kitchen is out, kind of like hairs in the back are out, and I don't mind that. I think it's cute. It makes it look very realistic, as if it's your own hair. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue curling, and as you guys see, every time that I curl, I make sure to hold the base of the ponytail so that I don't pull too hard and end up pulling the track out of the braid. So now that we're done, we're just going to run our fingers through these waves slash curls, make it very messy and lived in, and I'm just gonna take the bang out, use my flat iron, and I'm going to curl it very hard under. We're gonna use that curl as leverage for it to stay behind our ear without having to use a bobby pin. I'm just smoothing it and putting it behind my ear. Now I'm just following up with some hairspray, making sure that the style looks laid. Okay, because we work too hard for it to be moving around. And that's it, girl. That is the pony. Now give me 1 second. Let me get myself together. Boom. Let's get into it. let's get into it. Y'all know I had to hit you with the slow-mo angles. Girl, who is she? Ariane? Arianka? No, but for real, this hair looks so good. This is the final look. I am obsessed with this hair look. I feel super... Where's my Fiji water? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know if you actually have an easier way to do the ponytail. That for me is easier than gluing it. I know that some people glue it. Some people just get like the clip-on ponytail. I feel like this is the way that it looks the most realistic. And it's also the easiest in my personal opinion. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you really did, please do not forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe. I have so much content planned, so many new videos that I'm gonna be dropping very soon, and I would love to have you. Join the Ray Gang, okay? We're a big family over here. We would love to have you. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and until next time, bye.